The Canada Day long weekend is just hours away, which means road trip season is here. But is your car ready to hit the road? We're here with Craig Campbell from Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac Certified Service in Vancouver. Let's talk about 3 things that we want to check our cars for before we actually go on that road trip.
Yeah, and all these are real easy, but many times we forget it. First thing is tire pressure. Tire pressure is part of your handling, so safety-wise, it's also part of your fuel economy. A lot of vehicles have a tire pressure monitoring system, so you know what the actual pressure is, but you know what it's supposed to be. Sometimes you can look at a tire wall, but basically the easiest place to look at what the tire pressure is supposed to be is right on every single door. You see that beautiful yellow sticker? Tells you your real pressure. If they're matching up, you're good to go. And it just takes a second to top up the air before you go on your trip.
And every car is different.
Yeah, every car will be different. And that's, again, that's the easiest way to check for it.
Okay.
And that makes a big difference on your handling. It also makes a big difference on your tire wear as well, if you have proper inflation. And sometimes you look inside the wheel well, you're like, do I have enough tread? Do I not have enough tread? That's why we recommend getting your vehicle inspected on a regular basis, because they'll actually be able to tell you how much tread is left. And if you take a look at this tire here, this customer did a tire swap, and you can see there's a little bit of uneven wear going on, kind of it scrubs on the sides. And don't forget, we may not be worrying about snow and stuff like that in the summertime, but to make sure that rain is being pushed out of the way, should you get a big storm if you're going through the hills, it's kind of an important thing to check your tires.
Right, safety is paramount. Okay, let's talk about the wiper blades on our cars.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Again, if it rains out, it's a cheap investment for your wipers. We recommend every 6 months to a year to replace your wipers, but the glass kind of tells you the story, right? If you hear squeaks and you see streaks and all that kind of idea, it's time to replace the wipers. In fact, if you look at an example here, Gary here has an example of a customer that we switched the wipers on theirs, and you can see it's already well past what they should have had, because it's already
That's bad.
up.
Okay, all right.
That's bad, and they could have changed that a few months before. And if this is what you're looking through, it's a cheap investment.
Okay, and the third and final thing we'll talk about right now is an easy thing to throw into your car to make sure that it's in as part of your road trip.
Yeah, and it's a safety kit. We think about the winter time. That's when we need to have blankets and candles and so on. But summertime is really no different. If you're taking your family, make sure you have a small little first aid kit in there. Maybe a flashlight just in case things are at night. Make sure the batteries are good. But even small things like your jumper cables and tow strap, possibly if something did happen, throw it in your trunk. That way it's there. And you'd hate to have any interruptions on your summer trip. So that'll make sure things are nice and easy for you.
That peace of mind. Okay, so you got the safety kit, you've got the wiper blades, you got your tires checked out. Coming up next, we'll talk about things under the hood to make sure your car is summer road trip ready.
All right, happy Canada Day long weekend. It's almost here, and as you're heading out on the road, we got to get your car ready for that road trip. So we're going to look under the hood. I'm here with Craig Campbell, of course, from Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac Certified Service. Let's look under the hood. Talking about batteries, one of the most important things you got to look under the hood, but I have not spent a lot of time under the hood, so what am I looking for?
You're no different than anybody else, really. When you open up the hood, we usually just fill it up with windshield washing fluid and that's it.
Exactly.
Some of the things you're looking at in a vehicle, obviously battery is part of your whole story, but really it's tough to tell if anything's wrong with it. You can look for corrosion, but basically we recommend come in and get an inspection done, because we can test far more than just the battery to make sure your vehicle's good for that long summer trip. We'll check a whole bunch of things. And the nice thing is we now do it all digitally. So you can look at our inspection form, and yeah, we're going to test the battery. We're going to test everything though, and give you basically a health inspection report on your vehicle. And it includes things like your brakes and your tires and everything there.
Okay, I love it. So easy to read, and I could get it at my desk at work. That's amazing.
Once we do it, we hit submit and you get an email.
That's perfect. Another thing, you're stuck in traffic. You sometimes hear somebody go with their brakes, and you think, oh gosh, they need to get their brakes changed. How do we know that it's time to get them fixed?
Well, the nice thing is if you are getting your vehicle inspected, we'll be telling you that stuff sooner, so you're not surprised. But you can look at this is a brand new brake pad, lots of pad on there, so lots of life to that one.
Yeah.
Here's one where a customer actually changed it right about the right time. The squealer had already kind of come on. It gave them that little noise that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the one.
But some people ignore it and they go down to this level, and that's metal on metal, and that doesn't help you stop. It's not safe on the road. And then with today's safety systems that are out there, and whether it's stability control or if maybe you're towing a trailer, we have things like trailer sway control. It all uses the brakes, and truthfully, that's not something you should skip.
Okay, so we've talked about those things. Those are very important, but let's talk about the lifeblood of the car, oil. Oil changes, very important for the vehicle, right?
Don't ignore it.
Yes.
A lot of us have oil life monitoring systems on a vehicle, and it tells you before you go on a summer trip, if the percentage is starting to get low, come and get your oil changed. It's a simple, easy thing. Remember, you're right, it is the lifeblood of the engine, helps it last a long time, helps protect it, and make sure you're good in the road out there. We actually use an oil here at Certified Service called Dexos. It's ranked as a full synthetic, which is great for modern engines like turbochargers and so on, but it's also great in a lot of the warmer temperatures too. So inspect your vehicle, get your oil changed, and you should be good to go on those trips.
Okay, all important tips. So Craig, we do this, we're ready for a road trip, right?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This car is ready?
It is, we just finished it.
Okay, you got the keys?
Yeah.
All right, you drive, I'll choose the music, and then let's hit the road for this long weekend.
I'm ready to go.
Happy long weekend, everyone.